any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
A fourth-generation family-owned business, Hammond Lumber Company is proud of two recent continuing traditions. For the 5th year in a row, Hammond was named one of the best places to work in Maine. And for the 3rd consecutive year, Hammond was selected as one of the best companies to work for by Business New Hampshire magazine. Find your opportunity to join the Hammond team at hammondlumber.com. Hammond Lumber Company, always striving to provide the best for their employees and their customers throughout Maine and New Hampshire.
Redington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Redington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com. Chase Toys Inc., where sales and service are full throttle. Chase Toys Inc. is your one-stop shop for Toro zero-turn mowers. Large inventory of Toro zero-turn mowers are now in stock. Visit them at chasetoysinc.com. Like them on Facebook. Stop into their Thorndike Road location in Unity or call 948-5729.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
A fourth-generation family-owned business, Hammond Lumber Company is proud of two recent continuing traditions. For the fifth year in a row, Hammond was named one of the best places to work in Maine. And for the third consecutive year, Hammond was selected as one of the best companies to work for by Business New Hampshire magazine. Find your opportunity to join the Hammond team at hammondlumber.com. Hammond Lumber Company, always striving to provide the best for their employees and their customers throughout Maine and New Hampshire.
Redington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Redington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com. Chase Toys Inc., where sales and service are full throttle. Chase Toys Inc. is your one-stop shop for Toro zero-turn mowers. Large inventory of Toro zero-turn mowers are now in stock. Visit them at chasetoysinc.com. Like them on Facebook. Stop into their Thorndike Road location in Unity or call 948-5729.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
A fourth-generation family-owned business, Hammond Lumber Company is proud of two recent continuing traditions. For the fifth year in a row, Hammond was named one of the best places to work in Maine. And for the third consecutive year, Hammond was selected as one of the best companies to work for by Business New Hampshire magazine. Find your opportunity to join the Hammond team at hammondlumber.com. Hammond Lumber Company, always striving to provide the best for their employees and their customers throughout Maine and New Hampshire.
Before we start today's matchup, we'd like to recognize the seniors today playing. First for our visiting team, number 6, Reagan. Number 10, Haley Getchell. Number 13, Leah Tasker. And the manager, Lauren Russell. And now for the seniors for Waterville. Starting with number 1, Danica Harrison. Danica is the daughter of Kelly and Dwayne Harrison and sister of Dawson. Danica has been playing softball for 2 years. Her favorite memory is the bus ride to Caribou her junior year. After graduation, Danica will attend community college for culinary arts. Danica would like to thank Emily and her family for all their support. Our next senior, number 9, Roslyn Leary. Roslyn is the daughter of Eric Leary and granddaughter of Rick Leary. Roslyn has been playing high school softball for 2 years. Her favorite memory with the team is going to Chipotle and the fun bus rides to and from games. Roslyn will be attending the University of Maine at Farmington to study elementary education and playing field hockey. Roslyn would like to thank Olivia for encouraging her to join softball and always being there for her and her teammates. Our next senior, number 11, Madeline Martin. Maddie is the daughter of Michael Martin and granddaughter of Sparky, bonus mother of Todd Fournier, and bonus sister Isabel. Madeline has been playing softball for 8 years. Her favorite memory is making friends along the way. In the fall, Madeline will be attending Central Maine Community College for Health Sciences and playing ice hockey. Madeline would like to thank her father for all of his support and her friend Delia Vaughn for her encouragement. Our next senior, number 14, Madison Wilson. Madison is the daughter of Ashley Perry and sister of Sailor. Madison has been playing softball for 15 years. Her favorite memory with her high school team is getting ice cream and going swimming after warm weather practices. In the fall, Madison will attend Husson to get her BSN. Madison would like to thank her mom, Meme, and her sister for being at every game, rain or shine. She would also like to thank all of the coaches she has had throughout her 15 years of softball that have pushed her to become the person and player she is today, and for her teammates for making many great memories. Madison would like to thank Coach Balmer, Coach Folsom, and Coach Martin for sticking it out the last 4 years with the team and believing in us from day one. Lastly, she would like to thank one of her biggest supporters, Mrs. Folsom, for all of her words of wisdom and for always being a supporter for her journey with softball. Our next senior, number 23, Delia Vaughn. Delia is the daughter of Matthew and Ashley Vaughn. Delia has been playing softball for 7 years. Her favorite memory is practicing with baseballs her freshman year. After graduation, Delia will be attending the University of Maine at Farmington, where she will major in psychology. Delia would like to thank her parents and Maddie Martin for their support. Our next senior, number 25, Karina Bird. Karina Sue is the daughter of Amber Shaw. Karina has been playing softball for 3 years. Her favorite memory is going swimming after practices and getting ice cream. After high school, Karina plans to attend Aveda Cosmetology Institute. Karina would like to thank Coach Matt and Maddie for always pushing her to be better and showing her that she can improve no matter how much she thinks she can. She also wants to thank Coach Gabby and Coach Molly for always being funny and pushing everyone to be better as well. Thanks, Karina. Our next senior, number 27, Isabel Fournier. Isabel is the daughter of Ta Fournier, brother of David, granddaughter of Patience, and granddaughter of Cindy, and bonus mom Becky, bonus sister Madeline, and boyfriend Brett. Isabel has been playing softball for 3 years. Her favorite memory with her high school team is making friendships along the way. In the fall, Isabel will attend Thomas College and major in elementary education. Isabel would like to thank her mom and family for their constant support and being through every step of her softball journey. And our last senior, number 30, Roslyn Martin. Roslyn is the daughter of Janet Prue and Tad Martin and sister of Ethan and Allowin. Roslyn has played softball for 3 years. Her favorite softball memory is hitting a home run this year and rounding third base and seeing all of her teammates at home plate cheering for her and running in for the hug. After graduation, Roslyn will attend Southern Maine Community College for precision machining while playing soccer. Roslyn would like to thank her family for all of their support and her teammates for being a huge part of her life and helping her learn so much. She would also like to thank our athletic trainer, Emily, for dealing with her and all her injuries. Roslyn quotes, "I'm thankful that my coaches and teammates push me to be the best I can be. I love all of you guys." And that concludes our senior festivities. Thank you.
Good afternoon, high school sports fans. Welcome to Epic View Sports Network presentation of high school softball. Rick Dougal, Gage Johnson in the Chase Toys broadcast booth, bringing you the Waterville Panthers hosting Nokomis Warriors Senior Day here in Waterville. Today's game brought to you by Chase Tours on the Thorndyke Road in Unity. Dirigo Vet Care, 14 Commons Drive in Waterville. Hammond Lumber Company online at hammondlumber.com. ES Bulos, experienced electrical and telecommunications contractors. Visit esbulos.com. Reddington Fairview Hospital, Central Maine Motors Auto Group, Northeast Analytical, China Road in Winslow, and Two Rivers Campground on the Canaan Road in Skowhegan. Our starting lineups brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com. The Nokomis Warriors come in at 8-6, currently number 7 in Class B North. They will lead off with Hallie Coots, the catcher. Mackenzie Watson, the pitcher, will bat second. Reagan King, the shortstop, will bat third. Annie Neese will bat cleanup in center field. Mackenzie Liscombe will be the first baseman, batting fifth. Leah Tasker at second base, bats sixth. Delaney Randlett bats seventh in left field. Haley Getchell in right field, batting eighth. And Addie Menard at third base, batting ninth. Due to some glitches in the lineups card that I received, Really can't give you much defensively for Waterville other than Lily Wheeler is the catcher. And is the first pitch. And it's a bunt. Maddie Martin is pitching. Looks like Roz Martin's at third base. Karina Bird at first base. Beautiful bunt down the first base line, and beating it out easily is Wheeler. Somebody had to cover over there. Karina Bird went to cover the base, so they didn't have a rotation going, as usually the second baseman comes over to cover and the first baseman charges, but I believe Maddie Martin was supposed to have the first base line. Down the line, it's going to be a base hit. Martin was playing in on the bunt, and it got by her quickly, and it's first and second, nobody out here for the Warriors. It's going to bring up Reagan King, the shortstop. Martin's pitch is drilled into center field and back. Oh, misjudged in the center in the outfield, and it gets by the center fielder. One run is in, and they're going to hold Watson at third, and that's going to be an E8. King goes into second base, so it's second and third. Nobody out here in the first. 1-0 Nokomis. In the dirt, ball one. Nice, the center fielder, hitting cleanup here, and Liscombe is in the on-deck circle. Pretty much straight up for the defense here at Waterville. A little looper, and that's going to drop for a hit. One run's going to be in, and they're going to send King, and she's going to score standing up. And just like that, 3-0 on a 2 RBI single by Annie Neese, the cleanup hitter. Here's Liscombe, the first baseman. Inside, ball one. Waterville coming in 2-11 on the season, number 14 in the current Class B standings. Nice breaking pitch there from Martin. That one had a little mustard on it, broke across the plate. Swing and a miss by Liscombe. 1-1 the count. Fouled to the right, not a play. 1-2. Waiting on deck, Leah Tasker for Nokomis. Nobody out here. 3-0 already. Bunt single, line single, and then misplay in the outfield scored a run, and then a 2-run single by Nice if you're just joining us. Grounded to third. Good stretch. Nice play all around there by Roz Martin and Bird, Karina Bird. Nice moves up on the fielder's choice. 1 out, man on second. In the dirt, good stop by Wheeler. She's played a very solid catcher this year in the games that we've seen Waterville play. Martin gets the sign, rocks and fires. In the dirt, good stop again, but able to advance is Nice. Almost twisted her ankle there coming into third. That'll be a wild pitch. One down here in the first, 3-0 Nokomis. In the dirt again, and another good stop by Wheeler. Outfield fairly shallow here for Tasker. Delaney Ranlett waits on deck for Nokomis. Line up the middle, base hit. And another hit here, the fourth hit of the inning by Nokomis. Drives in Nice, and it's 4-0 Nokomis. Chilly, overcast day here at Waterville High School. Fouled straight back and out of play. improved Waterville this year. They've definitely improved over. I didn't see them last year, but I did see them the year before, and very much improved over that. There's a little pop up to the shortstop and making the play.
Now batting number 10, Haley Gretchen.
2 down, and Getchell, the right fielder, will be the hitter. In the dirt, Wheeler stops it, but it gets away from her. And another wild pitch moves the runner up. We had Waterville earlier. They had 14 walks and 7 wild pitches in the 18-2 loss they had to Mount View. Their defense has improved. The pitching has improved as well, even though you wouldn't know it with that kind of stat. But fouled over to the right, not a play. 2-1 the count. Runner on at second is Tasker with an RBI single. 2 down here. Getchell trying to deliver. Here comes the 2-1. Ground ball right back through the middle. The second baseman makes a nice play and throws her out. Trying to see the number. If I can get who these players are. Is that number 1? Second baseman? Yeah, it's Harrison, Danielle Harrison. Well, we're going to fill it in as we go, I guess. Well, Nokomis leaves a runner on, but they get 4 on 4 hits and an error and a couple wild pitches at the end of the first half inning. 4-0 Nokomis. Starting lineups brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com. Lily Wheeler will lead it off for Waterville. Olivia Vayu bats second. Maddie Wilson bats third. Roz Martin cleans it up. Karina Bird batting fifth. Maddie Martin batting sixth. I'm not sure who is being DH'd for, but Maya Peters is the DH. Danielle Harrison bats eighth. Izzy Fournier bats seventh, and Izzy Fournier bats eighth, I believe. We're going to have to wait and see as they come to the plate because, as I said, the lineup card that I was given was very hard to read and couldn't go back and find out as they were getting ready for the senior announcements. Defensively for Nokomis, in the outfield left to right, they've got Delaney Ranlett in left. Center fielder Annie Neese. The right fielder is Haley Getchell. In the infield, Addie Menard is the third baseman. Shortstop, Reagan King. The second baseman, Leah Tasker. The first baseman, Mackenzie Liscombe. The catcher, Haley Coots. And on the mound, Mackenzie Watson. Here's Wheeler to lead it off. High ball 1. Outfield very shallow, especially in center. Pretty straight up for Wheeler. In the dirt. 2-0. Our final regular season game will be Saturday as the Lady Bulldogs take on Coney in a big matchup to see if Lawrence can jump up in the standings enough to get a home playoff game. Right now, they are 8th, I believe, or 9th. Remember, I'll have to look it up real quick. 3-0 the count here to Wheeler, and outside corner. Yeah, they're 9th actually right now. So right now they would be on the road for a play-in game. In the dirt, lost her. Leadoff walk for Wheeler. All right. The lacrosse game on Tuesday, I've been informed. Swing and a miss. Runner goes, and she's in safely. Diving in is Wheeler with a stolen base. Olivia Vayu, 0-1 count. Runner on second, nobody out here in the bottom of the first. 4-0 Nokomis. Just missed outside corner. 1-1 the count. It's going to get by King. They're going to send Wheeler, and she was running all the way, and she scores. It's going to be an error, but Wheeler able to hustle in on the error to make it 4-1. It was kind of use the Dirigo Vet Care instant replay. It was kind of a weird line drive. It looked like it had a lot of backspin on it, but it just ate up King at shortstop. In the dirt. Good stop by Coots. Maddie Wilson, the shortstop. One and 0 the count. Ball. Throw down, not in time. Center fielder backing up. And another stolen base for Waterville. Roz Martin waits on deck for Waterville. Nobody out here. Another runner in scoring position. Panthers trail 4-1, trying to claw back in this one. Fouled straight back. Wilson all over that one. Just missed it. Ooh, should have wore a sweatshirt today. A little chilly up here. Not used to that. You know, two 80-degree days, and then, back to normal Maine. Fouled back again. Oh, right on top of us. 2-2 the count to Maddie Wilson with Vayu on second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. 4-1. Nokomis leading Waterville. Little rifle shot into right field, and right fielder comes in, makes the play, and almost doubles up the runner. Maddie Wilson, Vayu, I should say, fell asleep out there, but first out of the inning. Inside ball one. That was a nice play out there by Haley Getchell. It was kind of a tailing line drive. She came in and made a nice catch. Almost threw the runner out at second. There's a ball, 2-0. Karina Bird waits on deck for Waterville. Runner on at second, one out. Little nubber. Coots comes out and had her thrown out, but it's going to be an error on the first baseman, and coming in to score is Olivia Vayu to make it 4-2. Boy, errors just killing Nokomis here in this inning. You see the Dirigo Vet Care instant replay. That's a play that needs to be made by Liscombe at first. I think she just took her eye off it. Big swing and a miss from Karina Bird. So both runs unearned so far in this first inning. Runner goes, throw down, and gonna be out. Nice throw by Coots. Not sure what the thought process is of sending the runner there with one out. Ball is hit to the right side and fouling out of play. Outside, 1-2. Nobody out. Sorry, two outs here. 4-2. In the dirt. Coots with the stop. Maddie Martin, the pitcher, waits on deck with 2 outs here. 2 runs scored. Both defensive letdowns by Nokomis. in the dirt. Watson struggling a little bit with her control of that release point here in the first inning. Rifled into right center field, and it's going to get by the right fielder all the way to the fence, and chugging into second base with a stand-up double is Karina Bird. That ball was smoked to right center field. The right fielder had no chance to get over and cut that off. Now Maddie Martin with a chance to drive in a run here with 2 outs. In the dirt, Coots with the stop. Ball up high. Watson really struggling to find that release point here in the early going. It is cold out. Boy, it's could be a little hard to throw strikes here. Grip the ball. There's a strike. Watson fires in the dirt. It gets away. And Bird will move up to third on the wild pitch. Well, you got to look back at that stolen base attempt by Roz Martin, a head scratcher there. From a coaching standpoint, she's probably scoring right now. It's 4-3. It gets by, and Bird able to get home on the wild pitch. And it's a walk for Martin. So wildness and error is really costing Nokomis here in this first inning. Here's Vaughn. 1-0 the count. Runner on at first. Martin. Little liner, and it gets by the second baseman. Another hit for Waterville in their first and second with 2 outs. Fournier will be the hitter. 2 down here in the first inning. Waterville is clawed back to make it 4-3. Ball down low. They've had several balls hit hard here in this first inning. Swing and a miss. Ball was up high. Four to three. Nokomis with 4 in the first. Waterville has answered with 3 in their bottom half of the first. In the dirt, 2-1 the count. Ball up high, 3-1. Down low, walked her. A walk, 2 walks, and a single have loaded them up here with 2 outs for the Panthers. And Danielle Harrison's going to be the hitter. Rinse and replays are brought to you by Dirigo Vet Care, intimate caring and cutting-edge facilities for all your pet care needs. Dirigo Vet Care, 14 Commons Drive in Waterville, right next door to Starbucks, or online at dirigovet.com. Epic View Sports Network has sponsorship space available for this and future broadcasts. If you're looking to attract more customers, hire employees, or create awareness for your business, we can help. There are thousands of viewers just like you who watch sports here on Epic View Studios. Get your ad on TV. Call Brian at 207-631-8870 or email Brian at epicviewstudios.com. Reddington Fairview General Hospital is a local independent critical access hospital providing quality comprehensive healthcare services located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan. Learn more at rfgh.net. Not sure what the holdup is here. It's like there was a equipment issue for Coots she's taking care of, and Harrison going to try to deliver here. Waterville trailing by 1, 4-3. Strike inside corner. That had some good movement on it. It's a little bit of oomph from Watson. Ball down low. Comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Ball up high. Four to three, bases loaded for the Panthers. They answer the 4-run Nokomis first. Swing and a miss. Watson gets out of it with a strikeout with the bases loaded, but Waterville gets 2 hits, 3 runs, and they leave them loaded. The end of 1, 4-3 Nokomis.
Reddington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Reddington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net.
Welcome back to Waterville High School. We'll go to the top of the second inning. And a action-packed first inning as Nokomis scored 4 in the first. Waterville answers with 3 of their own. It's 4-3 at the end of 1. Addie Menard's going to lead it off for Nokomis. It's going to be 9-1-2 for the Warriors here. Swing and a miss. Martin took a little something off that one. 0-1 the count. Waterville looking like a completely different team. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Then we saw against Mountain View in that wet, cold day over at Colby College. Martin with the 0-2 in the dirt. Remaining games here, Waterville has Winslow left on the schedule and one other team. I was just looking at it. Belfast. Belfast and then Waterville and Winslow. Battle of the Bridge, as they call it. Well, that one looked good. Ball inside. And Nokomis, the only one they have left is Lawrence. They host Lawrence on Monday in the final regular season game for both teams. Swing and a miss. Got her. First strikeout of the game for Martin. That's going to bring Coots. She had a beautiful bunt single the first time up. Martin rocks and fires. Thought about the bunt, pulls it back, ball 1. Coots bunt single and scored in the top of the first. And she waves at that one, tried to bunt it. Well, again, staying home was the first baseman, Bird. Kind of got a charge on that. And waving at it again, Coots angry at herself for not. Now she's going to switch over to right-handed batting. Interesting, with a 1-2 count. Lace down the line. Oh, it just goes foul. I'm wondering why Coots wasn't hit right-hand to begin with. Yeah, yeah. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. And they got to throw her out at first. The ball was in the dirt. Second consecutive strikeout for Martin. That brings up Watson, who singled and scored back in the first inning. Martin looking in command right now. There's a foul to the left and out of play. Reagan King waiting on deck. So, of course, those of you who watch a lot of our basketball broadcasts can remember Reagan King was a member of the Bingo Bango Bongo Club a couple of years ago. Changeup is high. 1-1 the count. The ball is laced to the left and foul and out of play. So if Lawrence is able to bump themselves up to 7th, they would have a home playoff game, and I'm sure we would be covering it. So, and the boys' baseball team right now is in the 6th position, and they would be going on the road, ground ball to third, and it's thrown away. It's going to be an error on the third baseman, Ross Martin. So a 2-out error puts Watson on at first. Right now, Lawrence would go right to the tournament. There'd be no play-in game, but if they drop down to 7th or 8th, they would have a home playoff. There's a strike. King hit a line drive to the center fielder. It was misplayed by the center fielder into a double. Well, it wasn't a double. It was an error on the center fielder. Lace down the line. Fair ball. And it's going to get by the left fielder. They're going to send the runner. She turns third, and she's going to score standing up. And a 2-out RBI double by King makes it 5-3 Nokomis. That ball was smoked. Is the Dirigo Vet Care instant replay. Here's Annie Neese. She had a 2 RBI single in her first at bat and scored a run as well. Change up in there for a strike. 2 down, 5-3, Nokomis with the lead. Right up the middle. Nice stop by Martin. Can she get there in time? Not in time. And that's going to be an infield single by Neese. Moving up to third is King. Nice job by Martin, because if she doesn't stop that, that's an RBI single easily. So even though she wasn't able to make the play, it was a big stop there. First and third now with 2 outs. Runner goes, and they're going to let her go. Defensive indifference is a strike. Liscombe had a fielder's choice in grounding out to third in the first inning. Waterville coach out to talk a little defensive lineup there. Discover your next outdoor getaway at Two Rivers Campground, located along the scenic Kennebec River and Wessarunset Stream in Skowhegan. Adventure, relaxation, and great memories await. Start your journey at Two Rivers Campground. Visit them online or call 474-6482. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com. Not sure what kind of a defensive meeting that was about. Second and third here in the second inning, 2 outs. Ground ball to short. Shortstop up with it, throws across, dropped by the first baseman. Another error has cost Waterville another run. It's a nice play by the shortstop, but first baseman drops it and a run comes in. 6-3 Nokomis. First and third, Tasker had an RBI single her first time up. Runner goes, they throw down to third. Good play by Wheeler. Almost got Neese leaning the wrong way. Ball up high. 1-1. Second and third, 2 outs. This has all happened with 2 outs. The first 2 hitters struck out for Nokomis. And then Watson reached on an error. A double scored a run. Little grounder gets to the shortstop, throw across, and can't get it. 2 runs are going to score, as that ball was, I guess that's going to be an error on the shortstop this time. And Waterville's defense letting them down here in this inning as 2 more runs score to make it 8-3. Is Randlett. She flew out her first time up. Two down, runner on at first. Laced into left field, base hit. Tasker moves up to second, and the inning continues. Here's Getchell. She grounded out to the second baseman her first time up. Eddie Menard waits on deck for Nokomis. First and second, 2 outs. There's a strike. Getchell, the right fielder, grounded out to the second baseman to end the inning in the first inning. 4 more runs in here for Nokomis to make it 8-3. There's a pop-up down the line. If that stays fair, that's trouble, and it just goes foul. 2 runs are scoring on that if that drops in. Almost picked up some chalk. Oh and 1 the count. Another foul off the dugout. Wake up over there, kids. Four in the first, 4 in the second. Three errors here really hurt Waterville in this inning. Ball up high. 1-2 the count. Martin rocks and fires the 1-2. Line drive up the middle, base hit. They're going to send the runner, and she's going to score. Tasker comes all the way around from second base to make it 9-3. Randlet moves up. Getchell with her first hit. Here's Menard. She struck out her first time up. Umpires getting together on something out there. Menard started this inning with a strikeout as Nokomis is batted around here. At the conclusion of the game, we'll have our post-game awards. Our first one is our Precision Player of the Game. That's brought to you by our friends at Chase Toys, where they only have precision brands like Polaris ATVs, Skidoo snowmobiles, Link snowmobiles, Climb Apparel, plus Toro and Husqvarna lawn and garden equipment. See what's available on the Thorndyke Road in Unity or online at chasetoysinc.com. Inside ball one. First and second. Again, this all started with 2 outs. It was 2 outs and nobody on base, and Watson hit a grounder to the shortstop, and there was an error on the shortstop. Here's a little pop up, and it's going to get down, and everybody's going to be safe. Hey, it's a line drive in the book, and that's going to load them up. It's going to bring up Coots, and Waterville coach out to talk to Maddie Martin again. We'll also have our player of the game at the conclusion of this one. That's brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire, online at hammondlumber.com. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change as Martin's going to go to the outfield. And I can't see that number. Can you see that number? Is it number 8? Oh, Harrison? Oh, it's number 6 going. So Vayu is going to pitch. Martin went to the outfield. Oh, okay. All right. Well, 5 runs in here in this second inning to give Nokomis a 9-3 lead. He scored 4 in the top of the first, and Waterville countered with 3 in the bottom of the first. And this all happened, like I said, with 2 outs. There was an error by the shortstop, and Watson reached, and then King had an RBI double, and then Neese had another RBI, singling in King. Then Liscombe scored on an error by the third. Liscombe drove in a run on an error, so it's not an RBI, but a run scored on an error to the third baseman. Then another error by the shortstop. Had 2 runs score as it got away from the first baseman. Well, that's where we stand here now. Bases loaded. We have 3 straight hits off of Martin, which brings the pitching change. Vayu will be on the mound. Coots singled in the first and then struck out here in the second, or second at bat of the second inning. Ball inside. Bayou seems to throw a little harder than Martin. Can she find the strike zone is the question. Good movement on that one, but it's again ball. Bases loaded, no place to put Coots. Waiting on deck is Watson. Started this rally. There's a strike. Two down here in the second. Bases juiced. 9-3 Nokomis lead, trying to bust this one open. Ball inside. 3-1. Here comes the 3-1. Walked her. Brings in Randlet. It's an RBI for Coots. Watson has singled and scored. Reached on an error and scored in this inning. 10-3. The scoreboard hasn't caught up yet. Ground ball, base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third, station to station, as Getchell comes in to score. King has had a day. Doubled in a run. Hit a seed in the first inning that was misplayed for an error, a two-base error by the shortstop, by the center fielder. Bases loaded here. 11-3. 0-1 count. Strike inside corner. Good movement on that ball. Got right inside of Reagan King's kitchen. Unable to do anything with it. 0-2. He's going to have to protect now. Bayou with the 0-2. Hit to center field. Center fielder backs up and drops it. 3 runs are going to score as everybody was moving on the play. And another big error by the center fielder has cost Waterville 3 runs to make it 14-3. Of course, no RBIs on that. Here's Nice. She's 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs and has scored 2 runs, making a bid for our player of the game. Again, this all happened with 2 outs. 8 runs have scored. No, I'm sorry. 10 runs have scored with 2 outs. Bayou rocks and fires. Line drive, base hit. King is going to be sent, and she's going to score standing up to make it 15-3. Another hit, 3 for 3 for Annie Nice. And another RBI. 4 RBIs and 3 hits. Annie Nice having a day. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. Let me check my picture I have here. Natalie Nickerson is going to be the pinch hitter for Mackenzie Liscombe. Liscombe was 0 for 2. The fielder's choice ground out in the first. Reached on an error in the second and scored a run. Quick throw. Yeah, almost thrown away. This is the 15th batter of the inning. An inning that started with 2 strikeouts. Inside. 3-0. Tasker waits on deck for Nokomis. Swing and a miss. Nickerson says, I didn't come up here to walk. I'm gonna take some hacks while I'm up here. Here comes the 3-1. Inside, walked her. Tasker singled, had an RBI single in the first, and then reached on an error and scored in the second. In this inning, I should say. We're still in the second. Ball is hit down the left field line. It's going to be foul. Tasker, the 16th hitter of the inning. They're almost a couple more hitters, and they will have batted around twice in this inning. 15-3. It started out 4-3. 11 runs, second inning for Nokomis. Strike on the outside corner. 0-2. Boy, it's getting colder out here, Gage. Jeez. Brr. Yeah. You got your jacket. It's all about you, isn't it? Got it looking. Waterville finally able to get out of the inning, but not before the damage is done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 runs to make it 15-3 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits and 4 errors. Ugh. Waterville, their own worst enemy in that inning. They leave 2 runners on as well, so it's 15-3 as we go to the bottom of the second. Waterville will have the top of the order, Wheeler, Vayu, and Wilson. Looks like there's a new pitcher on for Nokomis. Coots has gone to the mound. And let's see who's catching now. I can't catch the number. Looks like number 18 or number 10. So Getchell has gone to catch. And going to the mound is Coots. Wheeler will lead it off for Waterville. She walked, stole a base, and scored on the shortstop error in the first inning. See what kind of success Waterville can have against Coots here. Seems to throw a little harder than Watson. It's like Watson went over to third base. And coming in, Nickerson, who pinch hit for Liscombe, stays in the game at first base. Ball outside. Here comes the 1-0. There's a strike. One and one the count here. Bottom of the second. 15-3 Nokomis. Slap to the right side. If it stays fair, it's trouble, and it's just foul. One and two the count. Wheeler going to have to protect now. Vayu waits on deck for the Panthers. Just missed outside. Two on the way. Little ground ball to second base. Tasker up with it, throws her out.
Up to bat, number 6, Olivia Bailey.
Vayu reached on an error and scored after stealing a base in the first inning. Coots gets a sign, rocks and fires. Strike, outside corner. Good movement on that fastball. Started over the middle of the plate and then just picked up the outside corner. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Down and away, another tough pitch from Coots. Maddie Wilson, the shortstop, waits on deck for Waterville. Here comes the 0-2. Way up. 1-2. Senior day here for Waterville. Just missed outside. 2-2 the count to Vayu. 1 out here in the second. 15-3 Nokomis. Strike 3 right down the middle. Here's Wilson. She lined out to the right fielder her first time up. Swing and a miss. Coots throwing very hard here in this second inning. Wilson way out in front of that one. Here comes the 0-1. Little looper, and King is going to be there to end the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base at the end of 2. 15-3 Nokomis.
Career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
Welcome back to Waterville High School. We go to the top of the third. 15-3 Nokomis with the lead. They will have, let's see who they got coming up. Randlett, Getchell, and Menard. 7, 8, 9. Face Vayu, who came in to pitch in that second inning. Again, if you're just joining us, Nokomis starts out with a 4-run first. Waterville bounces right back with a 3-run second. Left the bases loaded, actually, in that inning. And then Waterville comes out. Geez, great start. First 2 hitters strike out. Martin strikes out in the first 2 hitters. And then the wheels just came off. Error, double, single, error, error, single, single, walk, single. And 11 runs later, it's 15-3. Randlett is 1 for 2 with a single and scored a run back in the second. 16 hitters went to the plate in that second inning. Sorry, 15 hitters. Here comes the 1-1 from Vayu. Swing and a miss. Randlet helped her out, swinging at that one up around the eyeballs. 1-2 the count. Little pop up in the infield, and that's going to be trouble. And oh, what a catch! I thought for sure there was no way that ball was going to be caught, but coming out of nowhere, here's the Dirigo Vecchia instant replay as Maddie Wilson somehow was able to snow cone that one, and it's the first out of the inning. Could be our potential play of the game. So we have a pinch hitter here.
Now batting number 19, Addie Blair.
Addie Blair is hitting for Getchell. One down here in the third. Swing and a miss. Way out of the zone. There's a strike. Quickly 0-2 to the pinch hitter, Blair. Inside. Looks like we got another pinch hitter, Reese Moten, waiting on deck. Ball up high. Nokomis getting everybody in the ball game. Top of the third, 15-3. Swing and a miss. Got her. Second strikeout of the game for Vayu. And here's Moten. She's going to pinch hit for Menard. Menard struck out in the second and then singled in the second and scored a run. 2 down. Coots waits on deck. Ball inside. Ball up high. You say, oh, there's 2 outs, no problem. Well, last inning, that's what Waterville said too. And then 11 runs later, it was 15-3. Way out of the zone, 3-0. Vayu trying to overthrow a little bit there, not really getting her release point. It's all about release point in softball. Here comes the 3-0 from Vayu. In the dirt, walked her. 2-out walk is going to bring up Coots. Coots singled and scored in the first, struck out in the second, and walked an RBI in the second. So 2 runs and 1 for 2 for Haley Coots, or Hallie Coots. Comes the 1-0. This one's way over ahead, 2-0. All of a sudden, Vayu cannot find the strike zone here. 4-pitch walk. She's thrown 6 balls in a row. Ball 3. Of course, I'm reminded of the story of I want to say it's Texas Tech fans that when a pitcher is struggling to find the strike zone, there's a strike. They will just keep chanting whatever ball number it is until they get a strike. Ball 3, ball 3, ball 5, ball 5. They just keep chanting it. Talk about getting in a pitcher's head. Here comes the 3-1 in the dirt. It's going to get by Wheeler. And no advancement. Second straight walk by Vayu. That's going to bring up Watson. She's 2 for 3, has scored 3 runs, and has driven in a run. 2 down here in the third. 15-3 Nokomis. Way out of the zone. Both runners are going to move up. There's a strike. It's like we got another pinch hitter on deck if they get to her. Riley Norris. Ball up high. 2-1 the count. Vayu cruising along, struck out the pinch hitter, Blair, and then since then has really struggled to find the strike zone. Here comes the 2-1. There's a ball hit to the outfield, and it's going to be caught by the left fielder to end the inning. Nokomis threatens to add, but they do not. At the end of 2.5, 15-3, Waterville, Nokomis. Panthers trying to cut into this 12-run lead. We'll have Roz Martin, Karina Bird, and Maddie Martin. 4, 5, 6 to face Coots on for her second inning of relief. Bunch of defensive changes. Looks like number 7 for Nokomis has gone into shortstop. That's Nice. And number 2, Moten, the pinch hitter, has gone into play center field. And Riley Norris, who was going to be the pinch hitter, has gone to right field. Trying to see the number of the left fielder. Martin reached on an error in the first inning and was caught stealing. Strike on the inside corner. Coots has had pretty good command here and a lot of movement on the ball and throwing fairly hard. She retired Waterville 1-2-3 in her first inning of work last inning. Little grounder right back to her. And thrown out at first. Bird doubled in the first and scored a run on consecutive wild pitches. One down here in the third, 15-3 Nokomis. Fouled to the right, not a play. Nokomis beat Waterville the first time these teams met back in early May, 17-2. Here comes the 0-1 from Coots. Hit foul again to the right, not a play. Quickly 0-2 on Martin. On Bird. Maddie Martin waits on deck for Waterville. Wind has picked up a little bit, moving left to right. Little grounded to second base. Tasker steps, throws, and gets her. Nice play. Ball almost got into the hole there, but Tasker able to make the play. Here's Martin. She walked and was stranded at third in that first inning. Two down here in the third, 15-3. Fouled right back at us. Can't see over there, the Waterville boys, the baseball. Can't see what the score is over there. Fouled back again. Quickly 0-2 on Martin. Vaughn waits on deck for Waterville. We're in the third, 15-3. If you're just joining us, it was a very active first inning, 4-3. 4 runs by Nokomis, 3 by Waterville. Strike 3 called. 3 up, 3 down, 6 straight retired by Coots at the end of 3, 15-3, Nokomis.
Chase Toys Inc., where sales and service are full throttle. Chase Toys Inc. is your one-stop shop for Toro zero-turn mowers. Large inventory of Toro zero-turn mowers are now in stock. Visit them at chasetoysinc.com. Like them on Facebook. Stop into their Thorndike Road location in Unity or call 948-5729.
Welcome back to Waterville High School. Rick Dougal, Gage Johnson in the Chase Toys Inc. broadcast booth, top of the fourth. Nokomis looking to build on their 15-3 lead. You'll have a pinch hitter here. I believe it's Root. What's her name? I'm sorry, Norris. Riley Norris will be pinch hitting for Reagan King. So Nokomis emptying the bench here. I think that's all their bench players. Maybe one more. Ball one. Nice, who's 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs in the game, waits on deck. Ground ball to the right side, foul. King reached on an error twice, doubled in a run in the second, and scored 3 runs. Hit the ball hard every time she was up. The two errors to the center fielder were smoked. Fouled straight back. 1-2 the count. Nokomis scored 11 runs with 2 outs in that second inning. First two hitters struck out against Martin, and then the floodgates opened. In the dirt, 2-2. Bayou gets the sign. Way up. 3-2. Here comes the 3-2. Little ground ball to second base. Martin boots it and then can't get it to first. Beating it out was Norris. It's going to be another Waterville error. Sixth error of the game on Waterville. Ball gets away. Wild pitch is going to move the runner up. Annie Neese singled in 2 runs and scored in the first, singled in a run and scored in the second, and then had an RBI single in that second as well. So in the second inning, she had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. 2-0 the count. Waiting on deck is Nickerson, who pinch hit for Liscombe back in the third inning, or second inning. We're in the top of the fourth. Here comes the 2-0. 3-0. Nobody out here in the fourth. There's a strike. Beautiful summer day here in Maine, 60 degrees. Yeah, it was 80 the last 2 days. In the dirt. Neese is going to walk. Waterville coach coming out to talk again. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have another pitching change. Going to go back to Martin. Chase, today's game is brought to you by Chase Tours on the Thorndike Road in Unity, Dirigo Veterinary Care, 14 Commons Drive in Waterville, Hammond Lumber Company online at hammondlumber.com, ES Bulos, experienced electrical and telecommunications contractors. Visit esbulos.com, Reddington Fairview Hospital, Central Maine Motors Auto Group, and Northeast Analytical, China Road in Winslow, Two Rivers Campground, Canaan Road in Skowhegan. Our instant replays are brought to you by Dirigo Vet Care, intimate caring and cutting edge facilities. For all your pet care needs, Dirigo Veterinary Care, 14 Commons Drive in Waterville, right next door to Starbucks, or online at dirigovet.com. Now look at the most recent standings here in Class B. Harmon is currently number 1, Class B North. They're 11-1 in the season. Their only loss is to number 4, Ellsworth. Gardner, number 2, coming off a big win for Lawrence the other day, beating them in extra innings. Even though you wouldn't know it looking at them sitting at number 9, but not a lot of signature wins for that Bulldog team. Belfast is number 3 at 9-3. Ellsworth, as I said, number 4. Presque Isle, number 5. Old Town 6. Nokomis 7. Coney 8. Lawrence 9, and MDI is 10th, and would be the last team in the tournament. Top 10 make it. That's 7 and 10. 7 through 10 play in, I should say, to get into the tournament. 7 plays 10 and 8 plays 9. Swing and a miss by Norris. I'm sorry, by Nickerson. She walked her first time up. First and second, nobody out. Ground ball to short. Shortstop boots it, able to come up with it and stay with it to make the play, the force play at second base. Norris moves up to third. Neese is out on a fielder's choice. And Nickerson reaches on that fielder's choice. Swing and a miss. And nobody's going. Throw down. Looks like we have another pinch hitter. Cadence Martin. Ball is hit to the right side, foul and out of play. He's going to be hitting for Tasker, who was 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI and a run scored. Here comes the 0-2 from Martin. Fouled straight back at us. Randlett waits on deck for Nokomis. One down, first and third here in the fourth. 15-3 Nokomis. Ground ball up the middle. One play at first, and they get her. But a run scores to make it 16-3 as Norris comes in on the fielder's choice. No RBI on that. And there's 2 down. Nickerson moves up to second base. Here's Randlett. 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI, with a single and a run scored back in the second when Nokomis sent 15 hitters to the plate. Little pop-up, and Martin's going to make the play. They get a run. Nokomis does to make it 16-3 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Waterville will send up Vaughn, Fournier, and Harrison. 7, 8, 9 to face Coots, who is going to be on in her third inning of relief so far. 3 perfect innings as she has 2 strikeouts and has been fairly dominant out there. Epic View Studios has sponsorship space available for this broadcast. If you're looking to attract more customers, hire employees, or create awareness for your business, we can help. There are thousands of viewers just like you who watch sports here on Epic View Sports Network. Get your ad on TV. Call Brian at 207-631-8870 or email Brian at epicviewstudios.com. Reddington Fairview General Hospital is a local, independent, critical access hospital providing quality, comprehensive health care services located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan. Learn more at rfgh.net. Vaughn singled her first time up and was stranded at second base. Waterville scored 3 runs in that first inning when they trailed 4-0, came back, made it 4-3, and they had bases loaded, and Harrison struck out with the bases loaded to end the inning. Ground ball back to the pitcher. 1 pitch, 1 out. Fournier walked her first time up. Wind blowing out a little bit to right field here in the 4th inning. 1 down to Fournier. That one got away from Coots. Here comes the 1-0 from Coots. Ball up high, 2-0. Harrison waits on deck for Waterville. Since the rally in that first inning, 8 straight retired Waterville hitters. Ball down low, 2-0. Oh, it's 3-0, sorry. Right down the middle, strike. One down here in the fourth, 16-3 Nokomis. Swing and a miss, that one right by her. If you're wondering about the mercy rule, it is 15 runs after 3 and 12, I think, after 5, right? 10 after 5. So, oh, that one hits her. So, Fournier will take first base.
Now batting number 1, Danica Harrison.
Harrison struck out her first time up. Well, if Waterville's not able to get 4 runs here in the next couple of innings, this one will be over. 1 out. As Harrison, the number 9 hitter, steps in. First time she's seen Coots. Tries to bunt it, and it's fouled at the plate. And if you're bunting for a hit here, I get it, but you're bunting to sacrifice a runner over when you're trailing by 13. Don't understand that one. And that's a strike as she left her bat out there, even though it was a ball, was out of the zone. Lily Wheeler, the catcher, waits on deck for Waterville. 0-2 the count. Coots rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. Got her. Third strikeout for Coots. Second strikeout for Harrison. Wheeler walked and scored, stole a base in the first inning, and grounded out to second in the second inning. Fouled straight back. 0-1. Coots looking to retire the side here, almost in order. One blemish with a hit batsman on at first base. Comes the 0-1. Ball up high. Two down here in the fourth. Ball gets away and moving up on the, that's a pass ball. Will be Fournier, moves up to second base. 2-1 the count. Good hitters count here for Wheeler. Second base, and it eats up the second baseman. And Fournier is going to come all the way around from second, going into second base, and diving in safely is Wheeler. I'm going to give her a double on that. That's that ball ate up the second baseman. That ball was smoked. It was 16-4 as Vayu comes to the plate. She reached on an error and stole a base and scored in the first, and then struck out in the second. Two down here. 16-4 Waterville, trailing by 12. Ball up high. Foul popped up, almost caught by the home plate ump. What happens on that? I wonder. It's got to be a dead ball. But 1-1 the count to Vayu. Maddie Wilson, the shortstop, waits on deck for Waterville. Swing and a miss. 1-2. That one was thrown by Vayu. Good movement as well as it moved out of the zone to the away from the hitter. Here comes the 1-2. Strike 3 looking. Waterville gets a run on the RBI double by Wheeler at the end of 4 innings, 16-4, Nokomis.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Oh, welcome back to Waterville. The sun. Come on out, sun. We need you. It's cold up here. We go to the top of the 5th. Nokomis with a 12-run lead, 16-4. They'll have Getchell, Mooten, and Coots, 8-9-1 to face Martin. Back on the mound, came back in relief, and got out of that 4th inning, leaving 2 runners on. Actually left the bases loaded. Here comes the 1-0. It's big swing and a miss by Getchell. She was 1 for 2, and then Blair hit for her in back in the 3rd inning and struck out. Martin gets the sign, rocks and fires. Up high again, 3-1. There's a strike on the outside corner. Nice pitch by Martin there. Down and out of the zone. Tough pitch to really get the bat going for Getchell. So it's 3-2. Ground ball right side. And, oh, nice play by the first baseman, Vayu, but she can't get there. Oh, she did. What a play by Vayu. Good hustle down the line by Getchell, but Vayu able to make the play. It's going to bring up Mooten. She walked in her first plate appearance. She pinch hit for Menard. Swing and a miss. Comes the 0-1. Popped up. Tough play. Outfielder comes in and drops it. Try to throw it at second, and I think that was Harrison out there in left field making the error. the 7th error of the game for Waterville. Here's Coots looking to bunt. There's a strike. Singled and scored in the first, struck out in the second, walked and an RBI and scored in the second, and then walked in the third. So 1 for 2. A little punch hit up the middle, and coming in to score is Mooten on an RBI. That's a single, taking second base on the throw. RBI single by Coots. (17-3). In the dirt, runner goes. Well, I don't know about that. And he's going to try to come in and score, and she does. And I don't know what the discussion is here, but not sure about stealing bases when you're up by 14 runs. Oh, they're saying the runner was out. Oh, okay. The batter's out. All right. Runner has to go back to second. No idea what happened, but still 17-4, and it's still, even though the steal doesn't count, I'm not sure you should be stealing third base when you're up by 13 runs in the 5th inning. Taking a big lead out there is Coots. Norris, who was a pinch hitter, at the plate again. She reached on an error and scored back in the 4th inning. There's 2 down now here in the 5th. 13-run lead for Nokomis. Comes the 2-0 from Martin. Fouled to the right. I think Norris helped her out there. A little ball that was out of the zone. Waiting on deck is Nice, who has perfect on the day, 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs. In the dirt, runner goes, throw down, not in time. Three and one, the count. In the dirt, walked her. It's going to bring up Nice. She is 3 for 3. Ball is hit to the outfield. Going back and making the catch to end the inning. They finally get Nice out after she went 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs. Nokomis gets 1 run to make it 17-4 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Waterville will have to score 4 runs here to keep this game going. They'll have Maddie Wilson, Roz Martin, and Karina Bird 3, 4, 5 to face Coots. Coots has given up 1 hit in 3 innings of work and 1 run. And I'm not sure if it's earned or not because the runner that scored was hit by a pitch to get on base, so I'm not sure if that counts. But because the sun has gone back in and the wind has picked up, so it's beautiful up here, you know. It says 61, I'm saying BS. It's about 21. So that's what it feels like after it's been 80 a couple of days. Little Beyonce playing in the background. What's that? 62, yeah. Baloney. Let's have a batter. Exactly. So Wilson is 0 for 2 on the day. She lined out to the right fielder and popped up to the shortstop. Waterville has 2 hits on the day. Ball down low. As I said, they need to get 4 runs here to keep this game going. 17-4 in the bottom of the 5th. Down in the dirt. 2-0. Good hitters count here. 2-0. Roz Martin waits on deck for Waterville. There's a strike. Coots gets the sign, rocks and fires. Foul at the plate, and she has come back to 2-2 to even the count. Here comes the 2-2 from Coots. Hammered right up the middle, base hit. Wilson gets her first hit of the day. The ball gets thrown away, and she's going to go into second base on the error. Martin reached on an error in the first inning and was caught stealing, and then grounded out to the pitcher back in the third. Strike. Here comes the 0-1. Little nubber to the right side. It's going to get through for a hit. Well, Waterville got a little something cooking here with nobody out and runners at first and third. Cutter will be the pinch hitter, hitting for Bird. She had one of the 2-3 Waterville hits on the day. Nobody out. Ball outside. If you're just joining us, Waterville and Nokomis had a very active first inning. Runner goes and takes second base. Nokomis scored 4 in the first. Waterville answered back with 3. And the second inning, first 2 hitters struck out. Swing and a miss late on that fastball. And then the floor fell in for Waterville as Nokomis sent 15 hitters to the plate and scored 11 runs. That kind of put this one almost just about away. 3-1 here as Coots struggling to find the zone. Second and third, nobody out. There's a strike. Three and two the count. Coots rocks and fires. Fouled. Straight back. Cutter staying alive with that swing. Coots ready to load up the 3-2 again. Second and third, nobody out here in the 5th. Walked her. Well, here's Martin. She walked in the first and struck out looking in the third. Chance to help herself here. Trailing 17-4. Nobody out here in this fifth inning. Fouled to the right, not a play. Delia Vaughn is on deck for Waterville. Nobody out, bases loaded. Ball down low. No advance as that one got away from the catcher. Here comes the 1-1. Inside 2-1. Well, Coots was cruising along, retired 7 straight, and then hit a batter, gave up an RBI double last inning. Hit into the outfield. That's going to get down for a hit. 1 run's going to score, and they're going to hold the runner as Mooten gets the ball in. Martin with an RBI single. Here's Vaughn. She singled in the first and grounded to the pitcher in the fourth. Still nobody out, 17-5. Ball outside. No quit in this Waterville team. Just out there having some fun. Here comes the 1-0. Ground ball to second. Nobody there. They throw to first for the out. They finally get an out. The shortstop got lost, apparently. Watson was nowhere near second base. They were going to try to turn 2. Probably had a good chance to turn 2 there. But another run comes in on the fielder's choice. One out now, second and third. And here's Fournier as a strike. Fournier walked in the first and then was hit by a pitch and scored in the fourth inning. Strike 2. 2 quick strikes from Coots. 17-6. Here comes the 0-2. In the dirt. Good stop. One down, second and third, 17-6. Nokomis. He hit her again. Second time they've hit Izzy Fournier. And it's going to bring up Harrison. She struck out twice in the game. Coots having some trouble out there today. Swing and a miss. Threw that one right by her. Retired the first 7 hitters and then has seen some struggles since then. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Coots starting to find that release point again. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. 3 straight down the middle. 3rd strikeout of the game for Harrison. That's going to bring up Lily Wheeler. She had a nice day for Waterville. She's walked and scored, stole a base in the first inning, and doubled in the fourth. So 1 for 3. Ooh, where was that? Looked like a strike. But down low, ball 1. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 17-6. Waterville trails by 11. They need 2 more runs to keep this one going. Up the middle is a shot. And they got no place to go. The run scores. Coots made a nice effort to try to catch that, but that was just smoked up the middle. Another run scores to make it 17-7. Another RBI for Wheeler. If that ball gets through, that's 2 runs of scoring on that. Here's Vayu. She struck out twice and reached on an error. Ball gets by. They're going to try to score. And she does. Martin comes in and scores to make it 17-8. Waterville hanging tough in this one. 2 outs. They've scored the 2 runs necessary to keep this game going. Fouled straight back. Fournier's on third now. Little number at the plate. They throw to first and they get her. But Waterville gets 4 to keep this one going. 17-8 after 5. Back after this.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
Welcome back to Waterville High School. Panthers 4 runs in the 5th to keep this game alive at 17-8. Nickerson, Martin, and Randlett will be the hitters for Nokomis here as we go to the top of the 6th. Waterville with 4 hits in that last inning. You got to admire the fight in this young team. Could have easily just mailed it in that last inning and been done with it. Ball is hit to center field and deep. That's going to get over the head of the center fielder. One hop the fence. And going into second base with a stand-up double is Nickerson. She pounded that one. Here's Martin, who pinch hit back in the 4th inning and grounded out to the shortstop. Ground ball up the middle. Martin throws to first to make the out. Here's Randlett. Randlett is 1 for 4 on the day. Single and scored. There's a pop-up. That's going to be trouble. And it drops in. Nickerson does not move on the play. So I think she was waiting to see if that would get caught. They're mispronouncing her name by the PA announcer because it is Getchell. I'm looking on the. Just wanted to make sure I was right. Here's Getchell, who is 1 for 4 on the day, singled and scored back in the second inning. First and second, 1 out. Ball up high, 2-0, 1-1. 17-8 here in the sixth. Fouled to the right, not a play. Here comes the 1-2 from Martin. Ball up high. Martin has had good relief. I mean, she started the game pretty well. Like I said, that second inning, she had the first two batters struck out, and then the wheels fell off. Then she came back in relief and has been pretty good since she's been in there. Has only given up 1 run. And the count goes full, 3-2. Ground ball to third. They tag and get the lead runner as Martin does an attempt to throw over. So Nickerson's out on the fielder's choice. Says 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Moten reached on an error and walked in the third. She replaced Menard in the third inning. Swing and a miss. Two down here in the sixth inning. Waterville trailing 17-8. Ground ball to third. Martin gobbles it up and steps on the bag. So a little bit of a double and a walk, and but nothing comes of it as Nokomis gets no runs, 1 hit, and they leave a runner on. The end of 5.5, we're still 17-8. Discover your next outdoor getaway at Two Rivers Campground, located along the scenic Kennebec River and Wessarunset Stream in Skowhegan. Adventure, relaxation, and great memories await. Waterville and Nokomis 3-3 in extra innings. Oh, we got a couple of barn burners here in Waterville. Start your journey at Two Rivers Campground. Visit them online or call 474-6482. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com. See if Waterville can chip away some more here. Hey, wouldn't that be something? Senior day, come back from a 17-4 deficit and win it. Huh? Cinderella story there, huh, Gage? Hey, you never know. As Yogi Berra said, it ain't over till it's over. Speaking of over, Red Sox tied at 2 with Atlanta. Their season's over. Even though they got a nice win early, the left-handed pitcher there that they brought up last year at the end of the year, he's really been tough. 5-2 record, 2.05 ERA, something like that. But Waterville We'll have Maddie Wilson to lead it off. She had a single and scored last inning. Fouled straight back. Wilson, Martin, and I don't know if Bird will go back in or if Cutter. Bird was back out there at first base. There was a pinch hitter for her. Cutter pinch hit for her in that inning, last inning. Ball outside. 1-1. Boy, that sun could come back out. Wouldn't hurt my feelings. A breezy, cool day here in Waterville. Senior day. Little nubber and oh, nice catch made by Getchell. I'm sorry, not Getchell. Nickerson. Here's Martin. She is 1 for 3 with a single and scored a run last inning. Strike on the inside corner. Looks like Cutter is back out in the on deck circle again. Grounded to second. Throws her out. 2 quick outs. Whitney Cutter, who came in to pinch hit last inning for Bird, and she walked and scored. Inside, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Fouled to the right, not a play. Here comes the 1-1 from Coots. Down low and away. Down low and inside, I should say. Two and one, the count to Cutter. Ball down and in, 3-1. Here comes the 3-1. Walked her again. Here's Martin. She walked, struck out, and singled, RBI single, in the 5th inning and scored a run as well. Runner goes. Throw down is knocked down by Randlet. Stolen base. 0-1 the count, I should say. Strike 2. Vaughn waits on deck for Waterville. 2 down here in the 6th. 17-8. Nokomis. She swung. Where are you throwing to third? The catcher threw to third for some reason and didn't have to. All she had to do was throw to first to get the out. A little confusion there. So Martin reaches, and the runner moves up to third. Little nubber, and Randlet makes a nice play to end the inning. Three down. End of the inning, we go to the top of the 7th, 17-8. Nokomis.
A fourth-generation family-owned business, Hammond Lumber Company is proud of two recent continuing traditions. For the fifth year in a row, Hammond was named one of the best places to work in Maine. And for the third consecutive year, Hammond was selected as one of the best companies to work for by Business New Hampshire magazine. Find your opportunity to join the Hammond team at hammondlumber.com. Hammond Lumber Company, always striving to provide the best for their employees and their customers throughout Maine and New Hampshire.
Redington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Redington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net.
Welcome back to Waterville High School. Seventh inning. Top of the seventh. Coots will be the hitter. She's 2 for 4 on the day. Or 2 for 3 is another bunt. Martin fields it and not going to get her. That's the third hit. She's 3 for 4 on the day and has scored 3 runs. Here's Watson, who was the starting pitcher, lifted after the third inning, or second inning, I believe. She has 2 hits and scored 3 runs on the day. Runner goes. If I was a Waterville coach, I'd be a little upset about players stealing when you're down up 9 runs. But hey, what do I know? Fouled at the plate. 2-1. Nokomis scored 4 in the first. Waterville answered with 3. Nokomis scored 11 in the second. And that's the way it stayed for a while until the 5th inning when Waterville, with their backs against the wall, little nubber in the outfield is going to drop for a hit. The runner does not try to score, but smartly, Watson takes second base on the throw. Another single. And here's Norris, who was a pinch hitter for Reagan King. And she's walked and reached on an error, scored a run. Waterville scored, they needed to score 4 runs to keep the game going, down 17-4. They score 4 runs in the 5th, and that's where we stand, 17-8. Second and third, nobody out. Fouled. We're in the top of the 7th. Nokomis looking to improve to 9-6 on the season. Way out of the zone. Big improvement for Waterville. They're losing 17-2 to this team earlier in the season. Fouled off the plate. The count goes to 2-2. Martin rocks and fires. Fouled at the plate. Norris again. That one was in on her hands. Able to foul it off. Annie Neese, who's had a heck of a ball game, waits on deck. Little nubber, and Martin can't make the play, and everybody's going to be safe. That's the second hit we've seen in this game that has been basically a little pop-up that falls in between the third baseman and the pitcher. So 3 straight hits have loaded the bases here for Nokomis. This one's popped up, and making the play is Martin. Oh, infield fly, yep. So they figured out how to get Nice out after she had 3 hits and 4 RBIs her first time, first 3 times up. Here's Nickerson. Oh, the runner on first is out, leaving early. So let's see. That's Norris. Be the second out. So quickly 2 outs now. Here's Nickerson, who pounded one to center field her last time up, which begs the question, why is the center fielder playing so shallow after Nickerson hit one hop the fence the last time? I think maybe one of the coaches of Waterville would let the defense know. Ground ball up the middle. Second baseman, shortstop ranges over and makes the play. So bases loaded, nobody out. Waterville gets out of it. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 17-8, Nokomis. Well, Nokomis leads Waterville 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Waterville down to their last out. Nobody on base, huh? Does Waterville have a 9-run miracle in their bat bag? It's going to be Martin. I'm sorry. It's going to be Fournier, Harrison, and Wheeler to face Coots, who was on for her fifth inning of work. No, 6th inning of work. That's right. She came on after the first inning. And she was cruising to start out. She came in with a 15-3 lead after that big second inning, and she retired the first 6 Waterville hitters that she faced. Actually, the first 7 that she faced, and then hit by pitch, an RBI double by Wheeler, and then in the 5th inning, she gave up 4 runs to get Waterville to keep this game going for the Panthers. Fournier walked in the first and has been hit by a pitch the last 2 times up, both by Coots. She gets hit this time. Oh, we could have a Donnybrook out there. Yeah, that's not a strike. Ooh, it's right down the middle. Ball 1. There's a strike. 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 from Coots. Outside, 2-1. Stay with us at the conclusion of this game. We'll have our post-game show brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com. Coots throws it by, and then Coots throws it by the hitter and then tells Getchell, hey, make sure you throw it to first if you drop this next one. Now full count on Fournier. It is cold out there. It's got to be tough to grip the ball. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Coots got her. Here's Harrison. Harrison looking to avoid the collar, as what they've called. That's a baseball term when you strike out 4 times in a game. She struck out the first 3 times. She's been up twice against Coots. She's going to bunt. Coots jumps off the mound and makes a nice play. That was a really nice bunt by Harrison. Here's Wheeler, who's had a nice day. Wheeler is 2 for 3 and has scored a run, has a stolen base and an RBI. She's filled up the stat sheet today. 2 down here in the 7th. Ball down low. Ground ball right back to Coots, and she throws her out to end the ball game. Nokomis with a 17-8 win. We'll take a quick break, come back with our post-game awards after wrap this one up after this.
Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
Welcome back to Waterville High School. Rick Dougal, Gage Johnson in the Chase Toys Inc. Broadcast Center. Our post-game show brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com. Well, it started out action-packed. 4 runs by Nokomis in the first. Waterville answered with 3 and left the bases loaded in the first to make it 4-3. We go to the second inning, and Martin strikes out the first 2 hitters, and then the wheels came off the bus. 11 runs as Nokomis sent 15 hitters to the plate and took the 17-4 lead. Waterville State, you got to give them credit because they, here's a team that's 2-11, now 2-12 on the season. Could have easily packed it in going into the 5th inning and just another mercy, but no, they battled. They got 4 runs in that 5th inning to keep the game going, and we close it out with a 17-8 loss to Nokomis. Let's get our post-game awards. Our precision play of the game is brought to you by Chase Toys, where they only have precision brands like Polaris ATVs, Skidoo snowmobiles, Lynx snowmobiles, Climb Apparel, plus Toro and Husqvarna lawn and garden equipment. See what's available on the Thorndike Road in Unity or online at chasetoysinc.com. We're going to give that to the Waterville shortstop, Maddie Wilson. Made an incredible catch on a pop-up by Delaney Randlett back in the 3rd inning, and somehow a snow cone didn't look like she was going to be able to get there, but made a great catch to get our play of the game, brought to you by Chase Toys. And our play of the game is brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com. Annie Neese is going to get that one for Nokomis. She had 3 hits, scored 2 runs, 4 RBIs in the game. So Annie Neese, the center fielder for the Warriors, is our player of the game. Nokomis goes to 9-6 on the season. Waterville drops to 2-11. Again, your final score, 17-8. Nokomis gets the win. For Gage Johnson, I'm Rick Dougal. Have a good day, everybody.
Chase Toys Inc., where sales and service are full throttle. Chase Toys Inc. is your one-stop shop for Toro zero-turn mowers. Large inventory of Toro zero-turn mowers are now in stock. Visit them at chasetoysinc.com. Like them on Facebook. Stop into their Thorndike Road location in Unity or call 948-5729.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
A fourth-generation family-owned business, Hammond Lumber Company is proud of two recent continuing traditions. For the fifth year in a row, Hammond was named one of the best places to work in Maine. And for the third consecutive year, Hammond was selected as one of the best companies to work for by Business New Hampshire magazine. Find your opportunity to join the Hammond team at hammondlumber.com. Hammond Lumber Company, always striving to provide the best for their employees and their customers throughout Maine and New Hampshire.
Reddington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Reddington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com. Chase Toys Inc., where sales and